GTM Podcast Buddhist Knowledge 38 Blessing of Life Blessing 12 Part 7. Hello everyone. You are listening to GTM Podcast Buddhist Knowledge Series 38 Blessing of Life. Currently, we are reaching the conclusion part of Blessing 12. In this episode, we have quite interesting tales to help you understand more truly in this Blessing 12. Before we begin, if you have not listened to the previous episode just yet, we suggest you go back and listen to them first for more understanding. And also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you find this knowledge is benefit to yourself, your friends, and family. Let us begin. Illustrative Tales. Example number 1. Buddha passes on legacy to son. The person with the best human relations in the world must have been the Buddha. He taught his father King Suddhodana until he could become an arahant. He taught his wife Yasodhara until she could become an arahant also. His son Rahula also became an arahant. Rahula asked to inherit the treasures of his father. Instead of giving him the throne, he gave him the qualities of one free from defilements by having his child ordained from the age of 7. All of the rest of his family and friends become arahants. His teachers died before he was able to teach them, but the group of 5 ascetics who had helped him in the past all became arahants. Thus, we must take a look at how he brought up his own children as well. What had the Buddha used to bring up his son to be so brilliant? He had given him the 7 noble treasures. They are: 1. Faith, believing in the things that are worthy of belief. 2. Self-discipline. 3. Shame of evil. 4. Fear of the consequences of evil. 5. Knowledge. 6. Self-sacrifice. 7. Wisdom. Example number 2. Tilamutti Jataka. Necessity of punishment. In the long distant past, Brahmadatta, son of the king of Benares, was sent to Takasila to study. One day, when going to bed with his teacher, he ate some white seeds which an old woman had spread in the sun to dry. He did this on 3 different days. On the 3rd day, the woman reported him to the teacher, and he was beaten. When Brahmadatta ascended the throne, he sent for his teacher, wishing to avenge his insult by killing him. The teacher did not come until the king had grown older. But when he did arrive, the sight of him also kindled the king's hatred, that he ordered him to be put to death. The teacher, however, told him that if he had not been corrected in his youth, today he would be a highway robber. Convinced that the teacher's action has been due to a desire for his welfare, Brahmadatta showed his forgiveness and showed him all honor. The Jataka was told in reference to a monk who showed resentment when advised. Example number 3. Anatha Pindika bribes son to learn Dharma. Anatha Pindika, the best supporter in Buddhism and a wealthy man, also had a son who was troublemaker. He bribed his son to go to the temple. The son went to the temple and curled up and went to sleep there. He didn't hear any teaching. As soon as he woke up, he went home again to claim his prize. He got his prize and a new bribe, this time more, to go to the temple, listen to the sermon, and remember one teaching well enough to relate to his father when he got home. If he could remember more than one teaching, he would get more money. His father paid up each time, and before long, the son was going to temple regularly. At first, the son was only interested in the money. Later, the teaching started to be absorbed into his heart. One day, the Buddha saw that the son was becoming more ready to understand the Dharma, and so, that day, he taught a very difficult subject. The son tried his hardest to understand. Because the son's mind was concentrated on only one thing, then he could become a stream enterer. That day, when he went home and his father offered him money, he wouldn't take it, saying that he already had something more precious within himself. Example tales number 4. Goda Jataka, perils of not selecting a child's friends. At that time, the baby iguanas and the baby chameleons were the same size. The father iguana warned his son not to play with the chameleons, saying that they were all of a different grade. The baby iguana answered back, saying, "Oh Dad, don't be such a snob. After all, we are reptiles together." The father advised, "It is not just that we are reptiles, but we have a different physique and different habits. If you keep on associating with them, in the end, danger will come to our door." However, with the wisdom of a father, he knew that his stubborn son would not listen, and the result would bring disaster not only to himself, but to the rest of the family of iguanas too. Therefore, the father set to work digging an escape route at the back of their burrow. Before long, it was just as the father iguana predicted. The baby iguana grew fast and strong. The chameleons grew only little at a time. The baby chameleons were weighing a few hundred grams, but the baby iguana was several kilograms in weight. Now when they engaged in playing fighting as they used to do, the chameleon was beginning to get seriously hurt. The iguana didn't realize his own strength. This time, the chameleon had no mercy left for his own friend, and it called to some hunters who were passing by and pointed to iguana's burrow, saying that they could catch something to eat there. The hunter pushed dry grass into all the opening of the burrow and set fire to sending smoke deep inside the burrow. The baby iguana came running out of the burrow and was killed by the hunters. Many other iguanas in the family suffered the same fate. Only the father, smelling the smoke, immediately realized that his prediction had come true and made his escape by the escape burrow that he had dug for himself. At that time, the father iguana was the Buddha himself. The baby chameleon was Devadatta, his brother-in-law, and the baby iguana was a bhikkhu who had associated with Devadatta and caused a schism of the Sangha community. And so everyone, these are the stories giving you example of how it is important to care for our children and properly brought them up into adulthood. We had concluded our blessing 12. We will continue again in the next episode, blessing 13. Cherish your spouse. What is it about? Why is it important in our life to take care of our spouse? Let's hear the reason in the next episode then. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share to help continue support our program. We hope to see you again next time.